It's been a minute. I apologize for being away so long. A lot of you know that I've been battling some lung issues related to COVID and the vaccine and some of those things. We won't get into that today because that's not what the story is. The story is Greg's Garage is moving again. Andrea and I bought some property about a year ago, a little over a year ago, 4 acres. And our plan was to develop it over the next several years until I retire and build a house there and retire back to Kansas City from Colorado. And my company decided to close our office in Colorado. So I'm going to move back to Kansas City to work out of our Kansas City office until I retire. So all of our plans for developing that property have scooted way up in terms of priority. The piece of property we have, just a little bit about it, has been untouched for about 120, 130 years, somewhere in there. That's when it was platted. It was originally farmland, I believe. And then they've just let it grow over for the last 100+ years. So extraordinarily heavily treed. When we went to look at it before we bought it, I could barely walk into the property. I mean, literally, we had to push our way in to all the brush. That's how much brush and tree growth there is. So this video is going to start with a little introduction of the barn project. And you'll see in that project, I think the video shows a 30 by 40. We decided to build a little bit bigger than that, another bay each way. So it's a 40 by 48 with a lean-to on it. I'll show you that, and then we'll get into a series of videos. This first one's a little bit bland in terms of content, but you'll see the barn project itself, and then you'll see some of the initial clearing, and then we'll get into a little bit more of the fun stuff in later videos. So what we're looking at is the first piece of the project we're going to do on our property. To mind you, no power, no water, no sewer, nothing. It is just empty land. So the barn is going to be the first thing, and it's going to be kind of the storage area while we build the house and move and do all the kind of things that we're going to do. We're taking a look at 2 Connex trailers. When I started the design, a lot of it was going to be based around getting some extra square footage in Connex trailers. So I was planning to have my CNC machines and material storage outside. Since then, I've added, like I said, a couple more bays to the building itself, so I have some room for that inside. We're taking a look here on the right side at kind of the metalworking area, so welding on the left, and then the machining areas on the right, a little fabrication area, car lift on the left there, and then in the very back is kind of the shelving and inventory storage area for the barn. As we move around to the right, this is going to be the wood shop area. So table saw, band saws, drill presses, sanding areas, drum sander, planer, joiner, all of those kinds of things. There's also a mezzanine above for the air compressor and for the dust collector, and also for storage of materials and other things like that. So you can see the 2 overhead doors to our right. One is glass, and then I got a 16 or 18 foot wide one as well. Then this is a roll-up door on the south side. Then in the lean-to, this is more of kind of the packing and hands-on area, the clean area, if you will. So a couple desks, computers, area to print shipping labels. You see a refrigerator there. There's a restroom just to our left as we kind of get back in here. Again, that office is another bay wider. So that wound up working out a little bit nicer in the final design. The one thing I would say is we have a mono-slope roof in this design. I really wanted that so that we could get the clear story windows. The reality is I hung all the trusses with my skid steer, and I could not get a truss boom tall enough to do those monoslope trusses. They're 10 foot tall at the tall end, and that was just way too high off the ground. It's like almost 30 feet off the ground to that eave, and my tractor just wasn't going to do it. So we went at the end of the day with a typical gable style roof, It still has a clear story in it. It still has a lot of the detail. I just lost the headroom above the mezzanine a little bit. There's still going to be well over 6 foot of headroom in the mezzanine, even with traditional gable style trusses. So there's kind of an overview of the concept for the barn. Well, this is after 2 days. Everything in here was about that thick. So I've just opened up a couple holes to get into and out of the property. Probably gonna have to lower those 3 right there out in the middle. I'll get to them. But gonna do maybe one more day of clearing with the chainsaw, try and get a little bit deeper in there. I gotta go about another 100 feet maybe. And I'm solid 100 back from that direction, kind of where I stopped. But yeah, another 100 feet, that's where the barn will go. And then then we'll be ready to bring in the bobcat and start making a road and doing all that kind of stuff. So whew. This is the right of way. You can see the neighbor's property up there. So just trying to get a path into the site, and these orange marks here and over there are kind of my way in. So this will be our driveway here, and I've got trees in the way, but we're gonna figure out which ones we need to keep and which ones we need to let go. Oh, I've cut down a few piles of trees. This is day 3, I think, and today I'm just burning, taking it easy, trying to clear up the neighbor's yard just a little bit. We share a right of way, but I want to make sure that's as clean as I can keep it. So yeah. Whew. Here we are on, what is this, the 5th or 6th day, and we've got a really good clearing for the road coming in. It's a lot fewer trees now, but you can see just kind of the way it's going to come in. The house is going to set over there, and then we've got a road started here to get back to the barn. So the barn's almost 300 feet back into the woods, which is going to be a really nice setting for it. But you can see I just kind of cleared out as much as I can in terms of a path. Obviously we're going to have to get delivery trucks and other things back in here, but we'll kind of walk back. There's a little bit of grading that I have to do to get this road to work with the house and all that kind of fun stuff, but you can see how much we've cleared this week. I say we. I've been doing this solo. Surprise, surprise, but a lot of trees kind of pushed into the perimeter there. We'll get those burnt off later. A lot of big vines back here hanging from trees, like Tarzan type vines. But this is getting pretty close to where the barn's going to be. It's going to set right in here, and my hope is that when I clear some of these trees out of here, we'll see some relatively flat ground to start with. I think I'm going to have to cut a little bit here and fill a little bit there, but this is about the flattest piece on the property. But we'll go back in here a little ways. The barn will anyway. So then we've still got another 100 feet or so of property back there that we're not going to clear at all. So it'll just be kind of pristine woods like this. So that's our road up there. And then, like I said, the house is gonna sit somewhere in here and it falls off pretty steep right there. So that's gonna help with the walkout. It's gonna be nice. I'm excited. Got a lot more worked on this week than I thought I would in terms of just clearing. I was just gonna really try and do the road back to the barn. But once you get into it, you can't be too choosy on what you do and don't. You gotta just kind of get after it and start moving stuff. So there we are. You can see underneath all this brush that was here, there was no ground cover at all. So I don't know. I tried to push all the brush to the low side. Hopefully we'll stop any erosion that's gonna happen. But that's where I'm at. It's the end of my trip. First trip out here, you can see some yellow lines. That's where the barn's gonna go. So it's a 40 by 50 all the way over. Whoop, don't get my finger. Where that tree has a yellow X on it, and then back to that black locust back there. And then that pair of trees is kind of the back line of the barn. And you can see a line here that is the lean-to. And then this is the gap between the roads, kind of a landscape gap, probably more like a retaining wall or something like that. And then this line and that line are the road. So we'll actually have a door on the far side, an overhead door on the far side for kind of delivery stuff. And then this side will have an overhead door there and an overhead door here. Our man door will be here to get into the office. And then I'll have a couple Connex trailers over there for material storage, stuff like that. I don't know if we'll have those on day one, but we'll have them at some point. So you can see all the trees with the X's on them. The day has come, gentlemen. I don't take that lightly. We're leaving, we bought this lot because it was heavily treed. And I think that's a big walnut right there. And that's about as straight as you can grow a walnut tree. So I'm kind of excited about what that has inside of it. I saw another walnut tree that we cut down, and I mean, this black walnut almost looks like ebony, it's so dark. So there is the barn. And then I think in one of my earlier videos, I kind of showed the road into the barn. So the road kind of veers off there to the left. So anyway, that's it for now.